Hi everyone. My name is Donna. My pronouns are he, him. I am running a four-session series of Copperhead County. I was about to say Seco Creek County because that's the prequel to this game I'm running. Last week we had a crew generation kind of session zero setup. Um, uh, so yeah, I think we will get in maybe an introduction to the crew afterwards, but let's find out about the members tonight. Let's go in character keeper order, left to right.
So that would be me, I
Yeah,
think, as the hazard.
yeah.
Yep. Hi, my name is Will. Pronouns are he, him, unlike those of my character, uh, Hope Harris, whose pronouns are she, her. Hope is well, she's a local. She's brother to one of our upcoming our upcoming player characters, and she is the daughter of the murdered Happy Harris. Hope is like a gifted but problem child, I guess, who was good in school but bad at life, but let her older brother take the fall for most of her misdeeds. It's the least he could do after she showed him how to, like fix that engine that time or whatever. Um, she's did a she when she barely get out of high school, she went and did a brief turn in the military and immediately got kicked out for black market profiteering. Um, because she was just so used to hustling, and what are the rules for other than to make money out of, right? Um, but she did pick up a few tricks there, along with some tricks that she knows from Lee, a grumpy old veteran who I imagine kind of like owns one of the trailers that we in the trailer park that we grew up on or something, right? Who sort of gave her this interest in engineering and doing shit rather than just she's the kid who doesn't just get a bottle rocket but then makes a rocket launcher out of the bottle rockets and a tube lying around, right? And Yeah, she didn't get along with her dad, but after they murdered him, like he didn't even count. Then she's gonna fucking show that Baron Carter who the fuck he was messing with. Uh, and yeah, is maybe her drives are justice, as in vengeance, essentially. Um, and yeah, she is a criminal, skinny, lean, prickly, and poor impulse control.
Great, thanks, Will. Ian, I guess we will go on to your mover.
Sure, yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Ian. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Malcolm Preston Harris, or MPH, also he, him. Malcolm is Hope's older brother, kind of deadbeat older brother. Um, I'm playing a mover, which is the kind of like car stunts playbook. I think that Malcolm is a kind of like a shit hot driver, shit hot like has been boosting cars since he was a kid, and also is a pretty good pedal steel guitar player, who plays in like the country music scene here in Seco Creek, um, and had a shot at stardom, had a shot of moving to Nashville, but the lead singer in the band uh, dumped the band and moved away to Nashville to go solo. And Malcolm is kind of licking his wounds by engaging in automotive theft and other sorts of petty crimes. He is a criminal kind of just by necessity of living in this place and wanting a better life. I think that he's like quite soft and relatively naive compared to Hope, certainly, and I'm excited to see how um uh her um maybe more violent impulses will get Malcolm into more trouble than he is expecting.
Awesome. And the last member of our dysfunctional family tonight, Sabine, why don't you introduce us to your cleaner?
Yeah, hi, I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns. I'm playing Marley Cutshaw. This is the cleaner playbook. Marley is the quiet one, right? He's the cousin to the Harris siblings. He's a bit older, I imagine, a little at least. And he always wanted to get out of this place, right? Because all you can do is crime. And that's fun, but really, I mean, there must be something better, right? So he joined the military, of course, which was a baller move because he got to go to shitty places, meet people who didn't like him there, meet other people who were kind of nice but got blown up a lot. And he was kicked out as well. I imagine he was in there a bit longer than Hope was. He's never said why exactly. He doesn't talk about it much, but he said it involved a girl, which is weird because Marley doesn't seem to be super much into girls or boys or anything except for reading weird books and listening to weird music. So yeah, now he's back, doesn't know what to do with his life, has decided to, do this family revenge thing, whatever. He's mainly looking for kind of oblivion and something, anything really to do, and maybe I don't know. Maybe there will be a big score, possibly. Probably not, though. Probably not. But who knows? Maybe he needs to take care of these chuckleheads over there. Clean up after their mistakes or something.
We should also mention that Chris may be joining us this session, or will definitely, or we might see him again in the future. Chris is playing Jesse Cutshaw, who is another cousin of the Harris family. He's playing a wheeler, which is this sort of like making fast deals, smooth talk sort of playbook. And since he's out of town for this session, I'm sure he'll be excited to see what what he has to clean up when he gets back.
Hey, cleaning up is my job.
Yeah. I mean, he's only gone for how long, and look at the mess you made. We'll see Chris next week, hopefully, or even today if we're lucky. So yeah, what I want to do, I guess, is get a quick sense of maybe what everyday life looks like for the Hellraisers. And while we're going through a couple of quick scenes to kind of establish what you're like, maybe you can think of a job that might just occur to you, or you might have an idea from last week. So let's start with Hope. What do you think? Is Hope brewing something, or like putting some kit together, experimenting without safety goggles, or however she does it?
I think that Hope is out in the woods with Lee on the back, while he's sat on the back of his pickup truck, and he's sort of like gruffly barking instructions at her as she goes around hauling stuff in and out of his cabins, and they're making a still out in the back of the woods. And Lee's saying, "Yeah, back in Korea, like I made 5 of these. Of course, 3 of them cooked off overnight. Nearly got the whole damn area struck. But we don't have to worry about that there." Like, and Hope's like, "Yeah, it's just fucking heavy, man. Okay, just where do you want it?" Like,
So yeah, that's the reason Lee is nowhere near these things, because they're heavy and he can't hack that anymore, and definitely not because they might explode like those 3 or 5. So is this moonshine, or whatever rot gut he used to make in Korea?
Yeah, it's definitely strong booze rather than meth or anything, right? Like, strong booze that we may eventually repackage and turn into, the hipster prohibition style like liquor that goes to the Nashville tour.
Yeah.
Like buy a bottle, only $50, like sort of thing.
That sounds like a business opportunity, all right. So this is, I mean, out in the woods. Is there a part of Seco Creek this is closest to, or is it out in some random hollow somewhere?
Mm, yeah, I think it's probably out in one of the hollows, right? Like, up past the creek. It's definitely an off-road vehicle that we've driven up in. It's Lee's old banged up truck. But obviously that's been souped up a bit in our little chop shop. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely a sort of road that's, not on any map anywhere kind of thing.
Yeah. So are ye here, like, unbeknownst to the Pettimore clan, or is there a little bit of a cut being arranged for someone to look the other way?
I mean, I think that Hope hasn't thought that through at all, but that Lee probably is. Let's say that Lee thinks, as far as Lee's told Hope, that he's got an agreement with the Pettimores, and God knows if that's not like old Grandpa Pettimore that died 30 years ago, right? Like, and he's never ran it past any of the other Pettimores since, because they've just never happened to come past when he's been doing anything in this particular hollow. But yeah, let's say theoretically approved by the Pettimores, in practice, maybe not approved by the right Pettimore.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good enough. Good enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Anything else you want to add before you head back into town?
Just, I think, it's part of this little montage of it happening, right? And getting it all done up, and then throwing some camo nets over, and then like, maybe taking some like shots with an old rifle, like a little jar of whatever it was that we were putting into that still, and as it hits it, like,
Yeah,
like explosion.
That's the purity test.
Yeah,
put some 303 through it and see what happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's going to be the name of the brand. So is it 303?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Korean 303s. That's what it's called.
Okay, awesome. So much trouble. Okay, cool. Ian, how about MPH? Do you think I mean, it's seems almost too obvious that you've knocked over a car and you come skidding back into the garage with it, rubber squealing, burning.
Yeah, I think maybe that happened like a few minutes ago, and we can still see the rubber on the road outside, and I think that we can see Malcolm Preston Harris, who's played by Andy Samberg from Hot Rod. He's like on one of those, what do you call those things? The little, like the little carts that you like lie back on and then roll underneath a vehicle.
Dolly?
Yeah, a dolly or something. He's like under the guts of this truck that he's just boosted, and he's like working on it, and he's playing. There's like Waylon Jennings is playing really loud in the garage, and you can see him underneath there, and he's got like the like safety goggles on, and the goggles are all fogged up on the inside because he's been crying. I think that the girl that he has gone on like 2 Tinder dates with was all excited because Patton Price, who is the guy who like left Malcolm Preston Harris and the rest of the band to go to Nashville, is coming back, is like doing a hometown show, and she asked him if he wanted to go. She asked him if he wanted to go to the concert because she has no idea about the connection, and he just like ghosted, broke off all contact, and has just come back to this garage to sulk.
Was that like in the middle of a conversation? Like as soon as she says this thing, you just like excuse yourself and never come back.
Yeah. Yeah. And stole a car on the way home to like console myself a little bit, I think.
It's a comfort theft, I guess. You know.
Yeah. Retail therapy.
Retail therapy. Yeah, and yeah, I think that's good. Who else is in the garage? Is there anyone else around who would be helping you out, or is this kind of just your thing?
I think this is just my thing right now. Probably like, if this goes on long enough, I'll go find Gonzalez to like cry on his shoulder a little bit. But for right now, like if anybody came into the garage right now, Malcolm would snap at them, I think, probably.
Okay, well, let's cut over to Marley. I mean, what do you think Marley is up to? At a weird book reading or gig, or just hanging around, being quiet and unnoticeable in the corner.
You know what? I think he's hanging out at the abandoned mall because nobody goes there. There's a lot of space to sit. He has brought some stuff for Keller, his friend, his childhood friend. And I mean, by stuff, I mean, I think it's kind of what Americans think beer is, like Budweiser or something, not the Czech kind, but the American kind. And he's brought some 6-packs, so as an offering, so she will let him sit around there. So he's sitting there reading a book, humming some weird country song about, I think it's the weird version of Jolene that has the Zulu overtones. If anybody knows that one, I will link it to you. It's very good. It's basically the Jolene song, but oh Jolene, please don't take our souls and stuff like that. It's really good. Anyway, so yeah, that's what he's doing. And Keller is occasionally walking around. I think she has a dog that lies around, like there's nobody coming here. It's kind of peaceful and quiet, so they don't talk much. They just glug the beer and say some odd snippets like, oh look, a yellow finch, and then that's not a finch. 5 minutes later.
Do they still play music in the mall even though there's basically nobody there?
Yeah, the music sound system. Now I was running the Jolene song, and then it's running some other kind of country songs that we sometimes not all of them, but some of them have very weird texts. They're kind of covers from people who, well, yeah, but if you listen closely, they're all covers and they're all pretty strange. I know we don't have elder gods. I'm sorry, I know that's a line, but still.
I think it's okay for there to be like uncanny country music.
Uncanny country music is totally fine. So long as it doesn't lead to anything supernatural.
No, it's just it's just there.
So yeah, I mean, so is this just that like this is a regular like afternoon or whatever busy time, not busy time Keller has in her job, and this is just like hang around, talk shit every so often, but just drink a beer and
that's basically what they're doing. Maybe someone comes by, some person who wants to shop at the mall, maybe tourist or something who's just passed by, and he's like, and Keller is just gone with a dog for something, and Marley is just chasing that guy. He's just looking at that guy and says, the mall's closed. Tourist is like, what are you doing here then? Reading. Can I buy popcorn? No, mall's closed. Can I take a picture of you? And then he leaves.
It's just urban explorers who are trying to go to this abandoned mall, and you're just like the creepy guy. They're like, oh man, I don't think it's worth this one. Like,
right? Yeah, weird vibes, and the music kind of sucks.
Murderous ghosts they will hazard, but not this.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you were asking Donna about like an idea for a job.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder, I'm just spitballing, right? I don't want for us to have to abide by this. But um if in my mind, if Patton Price is coming to town with this, band of Nashville session aces or whatever, the only place that he would feel the only kind of place that he would feel like is like worthy of him at this point would be like either a big, beautiful old like uh concert hall, or a casino. And I wonder if there are casinos on the edge of town or something here in Seco Creek. Seco Creek.
I mean, I guess there are now.
Yeah, my thought was like, we we it's like the whole thing with in the first Ocean's 11, like they rob the casino when there's a fight night happening, so there's like extra money in circulation. And my thought is, oh, we rob the joint when there's a packed show, sold out show. So all of like the booze money is in play, all of the ticket sales are in play, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if it happens to put a stick in the eye of the guy who ripped me off, then that's just a bonus.
I mean, that's really what you're after, but
that's my pitch.
I'd be up for that before maybe a job that goes at Baron Carter, like indulging a bit of more lighthearted scams rather than like our target is like, because my other pitch was to be like, we hit one of Baron Carter's like money or drug shipments or something, right? And we try and pin it on the Barnetts. But I like the idea of heisting the thing as maybe like seeing Malcolm like all upset.
Who controls the casino though? I mean, somebody has to.
Yeah, okay, so there's a way to synthesize these, I think, which is we could heist the casino and pin it on Baron Carter.
Yes, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that?
Details.
I'll grab one of his guys. I've got a taser, and then we'll leave him there.
Yeah.
So I guess if so the Barnett mob control Coleman Park, which is in towards Bright City near downtown, and also Glad Avenue, which is just beside that, which is kind of the bohemian outpost in the county. And maybe that's the kind of place that would have a big concert hall, or maybe like a casino. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Like an old school casino. So if you're gonna hit one of those locations, it's easier if you're in Barnett mob territory for it to be explained away if you're gonna tag Baron Carter, right?
Right. Just across. Is this like the interstate that runs vertically through the area? Like it's just right on the other side of the
exactly.
interstate.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying actively. We've only got 3 sessions. I'm trying actively to like let's put some fuel on this fire here.
Yeah, I tell you what would be a really good way actually of making it fall back on Baron Carter is that he's allies with Heathens MC, the motorbike gang. So if we were to make ourselves appear as like we're motorbikers, like ripping off the Barnett mob.
Okay. I think we could definitely more convincingly pull off motorcyclists than anything else.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything else, but motorcyclists is fine. I still think I should grab one of these guys and just leave them behind. So
Oh
do
yeah,
some
sure.
explaining.
So that's like that'll be some like legwork or setup, right? We have to go we have to go find one.
That can be too hard. They're everywhere. The heathen guys, they're wearing their cuts. They're not hard to find.
So the game has so you have approach, engagement, action, and fallout, right? So to pull a job, you need a target and a goal. And so our target is the pattern gig.
Yeah.
Money,
Yeah.
the pattern gig, I suppose.
Yeah.
Our goal is to rob it and pin it on Carter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like in terms of like pinning it on Carter, like, you know, putting one of his guys there on scene. I mean, that sounds like a flashback, you know, when you open the door of the van, you know, say, look what we got here, right? So, so yeah, you know, as usual in Blades in the Dark or Forges in the Dark games, we don't need to go through everything as it happens chronologically, just as it's revealed, right?
Right.
Okay, so that sounds like a pretty straight up target and goal. The approach is basically hot or cold. So basically, how if you're going in hot, you're acting in the open, moving quickly and decisively, carrying a lot of equipment, and obviously suspicious. If you're going cold, acting from stealth, moving carefully, methodically, carrying less equipment, and probably looking like regular civilians until you pull something from under your jacket.
I'm kind of thinking hot on the premise of if you want to throw suspicion on people, you have to draw attention to your ruse, right? So
Yeah.
if we pulled this off without a trace, it wouldn't blow back on Baron Carter at all. So if we went in hot, it's how well can we disguise our heat?
We need to leave the right
Right.
trace. We need to leave the right trace.
Right. We're trying to leave some heat on purpose and just shunt it off onto somebody else.
Yeah.
There's no way this can go wrong.
Uh-huh.
Well, I can think of 3 or 5 ways for this to go wrong, but who cares? It'll be fine.
Who's counting?
Who's counting, exactly.
Okay, so if we want to, so we can go straight to the engagement roll, which is a pretty normal piece of Blades in the Dark tech. But I wonder if we want to start with a little bit of gathering information, just to lay a little bit of the foundations or maybe the scaffolding, and whatever questions we answer there, it'll tell us a lot about the actual score. But I'm looking at the time. I have 3 minutes past the hour. So do you want to come back at 10 past, or is that okay? Yeah, okay.
Sure.
I'll see you back then.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe, unless someone really wants to jump straight into it, we can establish some, I won't say ground rules, but some ground truths maybe, with a little bit of gather information. So yeah, if you've got anything you want to find out or figure out, holler. You can. This is a good opportunity to meet with some of your contacts. Maybe not your besties, but if they can help you with these kind of setup questions or give you someone on the inside, that would be great. So yeah. Will, do you have anything jumping out at you?
I think I'd like to. I think I want to scope out the Barnett's security, right? Like I want to work out when they're vulnerable to our heist, right? Because we actually have to pull off the heist. And I would love it to be a think in transit is usually the best time to catch.
Mm.
So, like maybe like, like just as patterns going on stage, right? That's supposedly when all the crowds are going to be in the venue and everything like that, and the security team will have some free like capacity to go and escort like the van with all the takings so that it's not kept on site during the night. And obviously so it can be,
Yeah.
Some of them are obviously going to be like Barnet Mob affiliates, kind of like goons and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, I have no idea how casinos are actually run, but you got to imagine that they don't want to keep too much on site at once.
Mm.
And if you've got like the entire day's worth of, casino money and all the ticket sales for this like big sold out show, and you're going to have the like liquor sales coming in like after that, like you'd imagine you wouldn't want to have all those eggs in one basket, right? So
yeah. And
Yeah.
also you need to get it off site so that the Barnet Mob can take some of their
Take the cut.
Mhm.
Yeah,
take some of their cuts,
Yeah.
right? And plus they're at war with Baron Carter. Yeah, definitely don't need them in there. One.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, and much as it might pain some people, this is a really big gig, so it's going to be a lot of door and bar takings, right?
Right.
The son of Seco Creek tour, like.
Mhm.
So, Will, do you think you're just going to scope out the place, or do you think one of your friends or one of the Hellraiser's associates would be in a position to help you out?
Let me just have a quick look at Hector. Our bartender is our associate, right?
Well, they're all your associates.
They're
Hector
all,
is just your kind of favored,
yeah.
tight associate.
I think maybe so who have I got? I've just got Lee and Susie. I think that it's with who would actually have maybe like Hector, maybe actually Hector, to be honest. Because I think that what it is it's having loads of like maps, like different maps of Seco Creek like county area, and like bits of it colored in to say like circles around like certain areas and everything. And Hector's like, well, that used to be the Barnett Mob's place back in
Yeah,
84, right?
yeah.
And that's like 86, and it's getting all of these things like pulled together, all these different little bits to be like, right, this junction, that bit, the cops are going to be here at that time, the things are going to have to pay off. Like,
I mean, maybe he used to work there, right?
at that casino, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's like, I mean, maybe there's some out of date stuff, but
Yeah,
um,
it's a combination of a bunch of like what we've seen from a very high, like, sitting in the car outside of the thing for a couple of days talking like knowledge of different stuff, but no one bit of it's like, here's the key to the clue. It's more just kind of like, right, pulling all this shit together. And I'm imagining it with like a chain smoking cigarettes in the bar, and then like a bottle of whiskey next to her, while Hector just rambles on with different stuff, and she grabs more bits of paper and more notes and shit. Like, this is the equivalent of the Charlie Day like red string thing.
Yeah. So this sounds a little bit like Reckon to me.
Yeah.
You're solving a problem here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can roll that action die to do it. I like to encourage people to use their friends and associates on gathering information, and I usually give you an extra die for that.
I'll take it.
Because
you need to incentivize people to do the stuff. Yeah.
But also it makes sense, and also nobody wants to be helping people in gather information. No one wants to be spending stress, right?
Yeah.
Unless you do want to push yourself,
No, well, I do want to push myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in case you haven't counted, so it's 2 stress to push yourself to get an extra
2 stress
die.
to push yourself.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the 1. Okay.
It's 1 to help, right? Someone else.
Oh, okay. Do I want to? Yeah, of course I want to push myself. Why not?
There is 9 stress in your stress track in this game, so it's a little
Mhm.
bit more generous than Blades, and a lot more generous than, say, Bandit Blades.
Yeah, but there's not 200 men of the
Yeah,
Legion ready to replace me if I fall. Like
exactly.
Evander
I mean,
Blades,
you've
yeah.
got more cousins, right?
Oh yeah, true. Endless
Uh,
cousins. Yeah.
okay,
So that's 3 dice so far.
3 dice.
And if I remember correctly, this would be the point where I could ask you if there's a devil's bargain, right? Would that work on this situation? But I'm not sure I really want to. I'm just thinking out loud mechanically.
Yes, I mean it's just a normal action roll, really.
Hmm.
So yeah, you could get a devil's bargain if you want, but you can't push and devil's bargain.
I see.
Or
Yeah.
they're called collateral damage, I think here. So
Hmm.
it's one or the other.
Collateral damage. Yeah. Well, I won't go with
Um,
collateral damage. I'll just take the push.
okay.
No, I don't think you can, Sabine. Donna's just clarified.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I have 1 in reckon, so that just gets me 1 die, right? Like
Yeah.
rather than rolling 2 and getting the bad result.
Yeah.
So I built my dice pool and then I lost connection to the room.
Oh, of course.
Ta-da. 3. That's a
Yes.
5.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mixed info. PC learns about the situation, but is still missing a significant piece of the puzzle. So I think Hector. Yeah, Hector knows like where the casino and kind of the bar area like put their money into. So like there's like
The destination, right?
well, so there's like a bunch of crates that get taken out of the those kind of cubby holes underneath the tills, and then they get wheeled down the corridor and kind of um out to where the vans will be waiting around the back. Kind of there's a loading bay, I guess. And back in his day, right, they didn't have as much security. They weren't at war, so sometimes if the security guys were busy, he used to do it, like as a barman, and like not a big deal.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's just like you push them down. Like there's plenty of places anywhere from that back door out of the bar all the way to the loading bay and beyond where you could like ambush, get a whole lot of cash.
Mm.
And he describes like there's a security camera like looking at the door coming out of the bar and then looking at the loading bay and nothing in between.
Well, what about maybe on the road just outside of it? Like as they leave the gates, there's a,
Yeah, and I think like once something gets to the loading bay and leaves the dock, like he doesn't know what happens to it. Like, they just
Yeah.
drive off, right?
But we know that it's going to come out of the dock. It's going to go through like that road there at that junction or whatever. There's a security
Yeah.
camera there. Any like escort or whatever that goes with them is going to be coming out of that car park as well, right?
Yeah.
Like going that way. So that would be a good,
And
if we want to.
if I point out like for us as players the gap in his knowledge, so, like way back then,
Oh yeah.
there was only one exit, right? So you just drive straight out of it. Maybe there's
Yeah.
like a back gate and a front gate, but now that it's being used as a concert venue and everything, there's a lot of
There's a long sequence where Hope is completely losing his shit with Hector as he keeps pointing at a place on the casino that's like, but they fucking built over that. They remodeled that. They renovated that. Like, no, you keep saying there's a door there. There's no door there. Okay, look.
Right.
Pulls up Street View, like going through it.
I think that sets Malcolm up for a gather information, because I think that I would like to tail, once we've identified like what kind of vehicle is being used or where it's coming out of. I think just on like an average night, no big concert or anything, Malcolm is going to tail the truck or whatever is being used to move the money and see where it goes.
Okay, yeah. So how many days do we think we have till this gig? Is it, this weekend? So you've got like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, that feels right. Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
What's the name of the casino? We've got to figure that out. I have it in my mind as something like the El Rey or something like that.
Well, that's what it's called now, right?
Yeah. Horrible like Spanish pastiche, like fake Spanish architecture, mission
Yeah.
architecture, you know.
Okay. So you're like tracking the kind of business as usual cash collection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this sounds like, get yourself one of your low visibility rides and
Yeah.
just stake the place out, right?
My thought is that I could pull in our associate Vargas, who is a mechanic. Maybe that's how we figure out like which vehicle is actually being used in the first place, because Vargas like does some work for the Barnett family or whatever.
Okay. If you want to like plant a little seed, if he's like the mechanic for the security vans, maybe if things go badly wrong, you have some kind of tracer or,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
three sessions. Let's go.
So yeah, this is sorry. This is the Hellraiser's contact, right?
Mm-hmm. Vargas, the mechanic.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe he knows the plates and knows that he gives you the description. So it's, even if they're not obvious, you can spot them. It's not just any delivery van. These are the guys getting the money.
Right.
Okay.
And then what do you think? What do you think this is? This like a hunt maybe to trace a target?
So like you're doing surveillance, which would lead me to say it's survey, right? Or if we're treating it like hunt is usually kind of, it says track a target or snipe from a distance, which usually is not from your car, but yeah, it could be hunt, or it could just be like a driving challenge, right?
Yeah. I don't feel like, I personally, as much as like I have my highest rating in handle, I don't feel like that's really appropriate here, because I'm not having to like use the handbrake at all,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if it's okay with you, I'd like to do hunt.
Yeah, because you're on the move, right? So it's
Right.
not like you're just sitting in the car doing surveillance.
Right.
You are actually tracking them from point A to wherever B is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that seems fair. And you got a leg up from Vargas, so that is 2 dice to start with.
Okay. Going with 2 dice. Big money, no whammies. I rolled a 3.
Okay. So that is not great.
Not great. Do they maybe have like multiple vehicles or something? Like, is it hard for me to tell which one is which?
I'd be inclined to go the other way. It's an average night, and maybe it's even slower than usual. So it seems a lot simpler.
Right.
That it's going to be on casino.
So I'm overconfident, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
And Vargas tells you, here's the plate. It comes out on time. You're there. You've no problem. It's like a Tuesday or Wednesday night, so there's like not much traffic. It's plain sailing. And then it goes to a location that you kind of know is kind of just a Barnett mob,
okay,
like warehouse or something.
So from this we know generally the route and generally the destination, but
yeah, so it's
the
not like
actual
you learn
method of transit is going to be different.
Yeah. Or at least the timing is going to be off, or the route is going to be changed because of traffic patterns.
Right.
So like you have an idea where they're going probably, unless they change that up as well.
Right. Right. Saturday night, big football game, big college football game, and something like that. Lots of traffic on the road. Yeah. Totally.
So I think like bad info is like like you're following these guys fine. Just like you take a weak signal for a strong signal, right?
Right.
For
Okay,
what's going
cool.
to happen on the night.
Love it.
Okay, cool. Sabine, how about Marley?
I mean, this is a public casino, right? Here,
Yeah,
anybody
you can
can
just walk in.
Anybody can walk in and then snoop around a little, figure out their security detail on this end, figure out if whatever Hope has figured out where they might come out is really where they might come out, and stuff like that, and also see who's actually controlling this venue. Because as much as I love the plan, stepping on the feet of some really big outfit might be a bit more than we can handle. So just making sure that we're on the level. I mean, we're punching above our scale, sure, but we don't need to punch like the Sinaloa cartel or something, right? That would maybe be
we know
much.
that they're a tier 3, so like Baron Carter's our rival, and they're above Baron Carter.
Yeah, but do we know who the casino answers to?
Oh, this is a Barnett crime family casino. I think we'd established, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
but say you don't know. Like, are you looking for an individual who is running this? Is that what you're looking for? Or
I wanted to. I mean, okay, if we already know that, then I don't need to snoop around to figure it out. Obviously.
Yeah.
But we do need to. You are very right. We need to come up with a way of not burning somebody else with this rather than burning ourselves, right? Like,
right.
Yeah. Right. We need to figure out what's going on inside the casino. If there are any surprises waiting, right? That we don't anticipate, that they're moving money that we haven't figured out before what they're doing here. Because they might launder money for somebody we don't really want to piss off. Something like that. Also, I like to snoop around in that place because yeah, I mean, our plan is to attack them on the road, right?
Yeah, I would
and
play to the strengths of our wheeler.
We won't even disturb the concert if we do that.
No, but he won't make any money.
He's probably insured. Or they're probably insured, so.
Well, I mean, do we want to disrupt the concert entirely? That's a big. I thought it was just a.
I mean, I thought we might do a little failure of the electrical appliances in the place, and then in the confusion just snatch the stuff and leave a guy behind. But of course, we can also kind of do a car robbery with 3 people or 5 or however many we are. I feel that's
I love the idea
plan.
of
I like going inside
of disrupting the concert and grabbing the stuff and then having to book it out of there. You know,
Can I pitch an idea that you might be able to help with? Oh my gosh, I can't remember Kutchaw's first name.
It's in the Zoom. It's on the Zoom. It's below my here.
Oh, Marley. Yes, thank you. Maybe you'll be able to figure out something to. What would get the motorcycle club to attack the concert for real? Like, is there something that you could figure out that would be like a big enough grievance that they would be like, oh, because if we're trying to like if we're trying to like actually attack the concert, like you say, maybe that wouldn't go so well. But if we could like trick them into that's just a pitch.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that because if they attack, then these guys will go out like a bat out of hell with the money, right? And then it's a lot easier for us to grab that stuff, and then they probably will pin it on the bikers anyway.
Yeah. So we're trying to flush them out.
I try to see if there's something that might antagonize them. I'll just creep around a little, growl at some people, and mainly creep around. Vaguely that.
So I guess you're just looking for useful information in it, like
Yeah.
the power or something that would prompt the heathens
Yeah.
to kick in. So just kind of general information. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that does seem like creep would be useful.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your survey.
No, I think creep is what I'm aiming here for.
Okay.
Because Marley's like physically going to sneak around
Yeah.
and try to
I mean,
eavesdrop or something. Yeah.
he's not actually sneaking. He's just there, right? Just part of the landscape.
Yeah. Are you getting any help from anyone else?
I might rope in my good friend Keller to just go in there and I don't know, be a bit loud, noisy, maybe wrestle some guy.
See who's on, see who's good in terms of security at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think you'll owe her a beer or maybe even like a double whiskey for this one.
Yeah, I'll bring her something good.
Yeah. So it gets you an extra die. Anything else you want to push?
Then I have 2 dice, right?
Yeah.
At this point, Devil's Bargain would give me another one, or I could push myself. I push myself. Pushing myself is fun.
Okay. So mark 2
And
stress.
that gives me 2 stress, right?
Yeah.
Where do I put that? Here. There.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I get another one.
And you get your 3rd die.
Okay. And I've got 3.
Okay.
No modifier. There's a 6.
There you go.
Hey.
That's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So let's see. The shopping list of information, right, is so I guess Keller, gets into this fight, or acts in such a way as to get her kicked out, and I think you're in exactly the right position to kind of see how they act, but also to maybe hear a little bit of their post-mortem if they're chatting amongst themselves after she gets kicked out. Then you kind of overhear exactly what goes on. And let me see. So I think like you see, they all come out of this security office, which is a new security office that maybe Hector wasn't aware of. So you like know where all the reinforcements are going to come from if things do hit the fan. And they seem, they're not like Keller could probably take a couple of them if she was really going for it, So they're not brilliant security guards; they're just security guards. So you got a good idea of their kind of quality. I guess a supervisor will say something to one of the workers like this shit can't happen on Saturday. The place is going to be crowded and there's going to be a lot of money going out early, right? And then like he says, look at the roster, you like half an hour earlier than usual, remember to check that. So yeah, they are like so now you've got a really good idea of their timetable for Saturday night.
That's nice.
I wonder if you get anything extra for. And maybe they have like a booklet of people to kick out, basically, and the supervisor is telling the guy to add Keller's face to this booklet. And then like you see maybe over the guy's shoulder, like one of the heathens, maybe by name or reputation, is in the book.
Oh, maybe I can add some more heathens to that book. when they're not watching it.
Yeah. How does that sound?
Yeah, I would like to add some heathens to the book and just to brew up a little trouble. And then I'll buy a few tickets so we can send them to the heathens to make sure they get kicked out.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll buy another ticket for MPH, just because I know he loves it, and his birthday's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's that new girl he's dating. Maybe 2 tickets for them. Be a
Yeah.
nice night out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so it how I don't know if this is part of the job or not. Like maybe we should find this out and play, but how do we get the heathens to show up?
Well, so the heathens control the freeways, right? Like,
Right.
and you've worked out a route that the security vehicle's supposed to take.
Right.
And you can see, perhaps we can see where that route maybe cross, like with heathens, like. So I'm thinking, right, we disrupt the concert, we grab the delivery van or truck, or maybe just what it's holding in the chaos, and then whatever comes after us, we lure it into a confrontation with the heathens instead, because to the people who are pursuing us, we'll look like heathens, and we'll cross paths with a group of heathens, and then in the chaos that ensues, we disappear into the night, and the heathens are like the Barnett mob came out of nowhere and started gunning for us, and when all the gunfight settled, who are those masked men who fled the scene, right, dressed on their motorbikes, dressed in leathers, with heathen tattoos all over them in ink that they wash off at the end of it, kind of stuff. That's the ideal world, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, we need to get out of there, and I think the heathens, getting them into the concert seems like a scam almost all of its own kind of thing, like one where we spend more time actively disrupting the concert rather than stealing the money.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I had been thinking of is that if you did want to get the heathens into the concert, that would be a good thing to flash back to say, what we could do right now with a couple of heathens walking in,
Oh
and
yeah,
then just spend the stress to.
well, a few of them would definitely like add to the confusion,
Yeah.
right? Like getting them to actually attack the concert seems so big for them to do,
Right.
Like,
but getting them to have a presence,
because
right?
it's a
like showing up though, given that one of their names is in the book, would cause a ruckus anyway.
Enough for them to have a small fight outside the bar the same night that they get ripped off by a bunch of people who look like they're, and it's like, you were there that night, you were trying to lure my guys out, kind of. Yeah, definitely. Throw it all in the pot and see where we fuck up a dice roll, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, can I pitch an idea here, and you tell me, Donna, if this is too tenuous a connection?
Go first.
The girl that MPH has been seeing has a jealous ex who is in the heathens.
Okay.
And I know that if I go to the show and swallow my pride and go on this date basically, and if I make a show of falling on my sword and basically ask if I can get her backstage, to meet Patton, she'll post on Instagram about it, she'll do something, and that guy's bound to show up.
I would. Sure. I mean,
That's just a thought.
I love the idea.
Well,
you're the getaway driver, though. So
yeah,
I mean,
we are going in hot as well.
Yeah. You're right. Damn.
But like if you leave your stuff in the van, and like you're going in cold and into the gig. And like when you get out to do the job, you're hot again. I mean, I'm happy to hand wave that.
Right. Okay. Well, let's condense this a little bit. Right. I'm gonna tell this girl I'm sorry, like I can't go to the I have to work that night. But I can get you on the guest list, and that has to be like a I have to call Patton. I have to have a conversation with him. Like,
Okay.
does that work? Like
That works. You can probably pick an NPC because obviously this girl is much more important to the plot than previously.
Yeah.
The I mean, I would be. I mean, I would love to play that scene out and then cut to the engagement role.
Hmm.
Because whether MPH can swallow his pride and his anger and everything is going to be a moment.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let me name this NPC. I'm gonna pick somebody. Okay, I'm picking this young lady with the braid down in the oh, that's Outsiders and Rivals. Okay, I
Well,
got it.
yeah, it doesn't matter. She doesn't have a name yet, so you can.
Okay, no,
definitely. I mean, after
I,
this, she will be a
this
rival, right?
yeah, yeah. Sure, yeah, okay, sure. And this person's name is Marcy. See, she, her, and let's see, big Patton Price fan. Jealous X in the Heathens. MC.
Awesome. So I'm sure you still have Patton's like private number. You don't need to go through a publicist or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like the last message, like it's like in our message history, I have sent like 3 messages that are all just on red. haven't spoken to him in like a year or something, but um yeah, still got it.
Yeah, so uh, this is a couple of days before, or is this like the morning of, or what's the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
sure. I'm ringing him up. I'm calling him. Phone rings like what 4 or 5 times, and I'm not sure if he's gonna actually get it.
Hey, it's me. Who's this? Because obviously your number isn't on his phone anymore.
Right.
Maybe
Hey, Patton. This is Malcolm.
Wow.
That's
MPH, huh?
I saw you were gonna be in town. I just wanted to, man, I just want to congratulate you on your success. Big moment for you. Homecoming.
So we have him as a like clout chaser, all flash. I mean, he's obviously got some talent, but I think he'll
Right.
swallow a compliment, because that's who he is. He's not
Yeah.
going to be suspicious. Well, thanks, man. That's big of you. I thought, thought you were still choking on dust.
He says, yeah, well, we're band's still plunking along over here. We're doing okay. Look, I I know you've got a lot to do, probably, sound check, all that. Listen, I'm calling. I wonder if you could do me a favor for old time's sake.
So, do you think you should roll here? See how much you can hustle him. All right, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, sure. I guess this is maybe connect.
Okay. Yeah. If
Or
you're,
hustle, I suppose.
yeah. I mean, I mean, you're not really being honest, so I would go with hustle.
Right.
Um, but if you want to lead with some honesty, um, it might stick a little better.
I guess the reason I go with connect is because I'm appealing to, like, for old time's sake, right? I'm not actually telling him a lie. Like, I am actually going to try to get this group. I'm actually going to try to get him to let Marcy on the guest list.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So yeah, why don't you roll that connect die if you do want to
Sure.
push
I'll take
yourself,
this is
or
definitely a push,
devil's
right? Like,
bargain.
in this case, this is a push.
Okay.
Because he's talking through gritted teeth right now. So I'll put 2 stress on the
Okay.
bar, and I'll, 2 dice then,
That's
right?
2 dice. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. That's a 5.
That's a 5. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you get yeah. Give me your details. Like I'll search out.
Okay. Yeah, and he says, I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to, like, stoke his ego here a little bit and be like, I'm sorry, like I can't make it tonight. I have my own gig.
Oh, well, give me and this is maybe where you can't quite deliver. Like, give me a shout out, or put a post up on the gram for me. Like
Hmm.
a bit of local support, uh, local boy, come good, all that kind of stuff. I'd love to see a pic of the band. With my latest CD, right?
Oh my God, this absolute asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I give him the details, and then I'm, send send Marcy a message, and she's ecstatic. She's like, "Oh my God, this is the best thing that's gonna happen." So,
Awesome. So yeah, I'm like, uh, with a 5, I'm not sure like he's gonna be there meeting her. So, but maybe she'll drop your name and that'll get the jealous ex on board, right? Because that's the whole point of this. So it's not
right,
going to be quite as disruptive to Patton's concert, but it'll definitely get a
right.
heathen on the scene. Awesome. So yeah, I think we should cut to our engagement roll, unless.
Yeah. I just thought maybe to make it neater, maybe should we say that then that is our plan for disrupting the concert, is a confrontation between the heath. If we can lure them to the loading dock, for example, that would give us a good opportunity to capitalize on a heathen Barnett mob confrontation that might lead to, shots fired outside, like Patton concert, like called off, connection to Barnett mob family. So you know what I mean? Like, rather than layering, like, take out the power and get the heathens in a fight, just have the heathens fight be our planned disruption to the evening. Or do you want to try and do both?
I mean, a fight from a heathen seems like plenty to me, but um, I think you probably have the security office or the power outage as like a break in case of emergency, right? If things go pear shaped.
Right.
Well,
Does that
the
sound
security
like?
office is a good way of knowing, and the movements of the security team is a good way of timing whatever shit pulls off with the heathens for the maximum number of bodies tied up by fighting biker gangs rather than eyes on the vehicle, right? Like, yeah. Cool. Okay.
Should we do our engagement roll and then take a little break on the hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
So engagement roll. So we start with 1 die, just for being. I can't say for scoundrels because whatever the equivalent is. So
scumbags.
So the questions are: do you have any special abilities that would add 1 die to this engagement roll? I don't think you do.
We just don't. Our engagement roll doesn't suffer from the tier.
Yeah. So then the next question is: the crew higher tier than the target, or lower tier? You would normally take -1 die, but you don't because you're insurgents. Does the approach hit the target where they're weak? Or does the target have a particular defense or preparation against this approach? So obviously there's security, but you're kind of hitting them when they're on the road, which is like, definitely not where they're strong. And you're kind of disrupting their security with the heathen. Does anyone think that is a weakness in terms of like that double up?
Yeah, I think that one of the ways that we're hitting them in a way that they're weak is that they don't think of this as part of Baron Carter's war with them, because it's not the territory that they're in contest with, like it's not the drug trade that he wants to control. It's like part of their fronts, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think we've done it. Yeah, I agree with you that I think combined with all of our things, they're not like weak, but then this is definitely
we're getting
like
them to look the other way, certainly. Yeah.
Okay. So that adds another die. Does the environment, such as the location's geography, time of day, and so on, boost the crew's approach? Add +1, or are time and tide hindering their efforts? I think the concert here is like just a complication for the casino, right? It's
extra, all hands on deck, right? It's more than they're usually having to deal with.
So that's an extra die. So you're up to 3 dice. Can any friends or associate help the crew's preparations? Or are any enemies or rivals interfering? So,
I mean, the only rival we have at the moment is Baron Carter, right?
Or personal rivals of the crew members. So,
right.
I'd say that in his own way, Patton is helping us.
Yeah, well, he's providing the opportunity, right?
Yeah. But I would like push that into him just being neutral. He is like, if he knew what was going on, he would be working against you, but he's kind of oblivious, so he is just staying in neutral.
Yeah, he's not an active participant. He's a component of said plan, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe the corrupt coppers were hanging around and trying to blackmail his way into some extra cash because they probably haven't followed all the regulations here, have they?
I mean, corrupt, like cops moonlighting as like private security is absolutely something that happens.
I tell you what, he would also be really useful in the sense of so did you get a sight on like who the perps were? Oh yeah, they were definitely part of those heathens, like because he's a corrupt cop, so he can definitely leak it to the Barnett mob that he eyeballed one of those punks.
He's my rival. He's not not an asset. He'd
be a
rival.
Complication then. He'd be a
complication.
Right.
Because he actually knows how to fight. As much as I hate to admit it, but he actually knows how to fight.
Let me look at my friends here.
I'm just wondering if that might be interesting for the fiction. If he has something else to do, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think it may be a devil's bargain as soon as the rubber hits the road.
I can't really think of a way that Stacy the pharmacist would interfere.
No, I don't think any of I don't think any of the members are interfering, and I don't think we've set it up so that any of our friends are helping. Really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's leave it with 3 dice then. So does anyone want to roll these?
You?
Me?
Yeah.
No. The GM does not roll the engagement dice. That is
Do you want to roll it
you
then,
just
Sabine?
jinx it. You're just jinxing it.
Yeah, Sabine, why don't you go ahead and do it?
Before we let Donna roll, I'm sorry, Donna. I like
I
you,
don't take
but
it personally.
I think that would just jinx it.
It's bad form.
I'm sorry, this takes a long while. But it's 2 6s.
Hey.
So,
Wow.
Awesome.
Was worth the
That is
C?
a critical.
Yep.
So you're on fire. You've already cleared the first obstacle and start in a controlled position. So yeah, it's time for break, right?
Sure.
And while you're on break, I don't like to give homework, but think of an awesome thing that explains how awesome you all are.
Okay.
Okay. I'll see you back at 10 past.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So we're back in. Just in case you didn't guess, that was a crit on that engagement roll. So let's get a quick picture of how everything is going perfect, and long may it continue.
I mean, I think what the plan with a jealous heathen boyfriend / lover will work perfectly, right? As a distraction.
Yeah.
I mean that's basically a very good setup for an exceptional success. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm happy to narrate that bit because that is connected to NPH, I guess, but I'm happy to just have that happen. So yeah, maybe I'll start. So it's maybe halfway through the concert, or maybe like halfway through the second song or something like that. Things have started. The whole place is jamming, and maybe it's like half an hour, or maybe it's like the security van is about to leave or get loaded up or whatever. So it's like the moment of truth when it comes to the job. And Patton is up on stage, and like he like mentions Malcolm by name, and like then calls up Marcy and talks about the old band, and then I think.
Oh, can I add a detail here?
Sure, yeah.
Can it be like a like Malcolm's basically like written off a relationship with this person, I would really love it if it was like the band's gonna play a slow song now and he's gonna invite somebody from the audience up to like dance with them during this sort of romantic slow song.
Yeah, and then it's enter stage left, jealous ex in biker leathers who and I think for crit, he's got to basically punch Patton in the face, right?
Right.
Just as he takes Marcy's hand to start that slow number, and chaos erupts, right?
Yeah.
Like half the security guards, like the concert security, and then also like the casino security are trying to pull this heathen off the stage, and maybe there's a couple of other heathens there who are like kicking
Right.
security guards.
His boys. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that gets the shit rolling, right?
Right. So does that get them to like leave with the money a little earlier than they were expecting to or something? Like or just more hastily, I guess.
Yeah, maybe they leave early, maybe they leave a guy behind, but yeah, like the van is pulling out on. I mean, not quite on cue, but like you knew they were going to be leaving earlier than usual.
Maybe the guards outside who would normally be watching the loading dock are like, what's that? Like, shit running back
yeah.
inside, right? Like to
Right,
go
they
and
got their hands to their
yeah.
little earpieces.
Yeah. So yeah, where do we see Hope then? If you don't mind me starting with you, Will.
Um, I mean, a way that so it's controlled, so it's like our part of the plan has gone pretty smoothly so far, right?
Yeah.
I think maybe breaking into that van before they make the drop off. Like I'd
Do you,
already snuck my way in. If on the, I'm not sure
uh,
where the good point to do it with is because I think my role here would be maybe like hijacking this van. Um,
Hmm.
you know,
well, do you think Hector might have had like uh, like
oh,
a uniform from the old days that got you
oh
through a
yeah,
very cursory, like when chaos erupts, they're not checking badges, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Um, yeah, I think what it is that Hector had a key to the side gate that they all thought was just rusted solid, basically, um,
Hmm.
and it opens up into the car into the loading dock, right?
Okay.
Like,
Right, and then all it is
yeah,
just it's unlocked. You got to just walk forward and right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
yeah. So yeah, you're kind of in where you shouldn't really be able to get in to
yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Okay.
peering down around the edge of that van as I see the security guards coming out, and I'm ready to jump into the other side of that van as the security guard gets in to drive off, right? Like like I'm basically the equivalent of the slasher waiting in the back of the car seat. Um,
So when I said the guy gets like one of the security guys gets left behind, like we see the security van pull out and the guy go, "What the hell?" And then the guy who's driving looks over where he expects his friend to be sitting, and it's you, right?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Okay,
exactly. Yeah, yeah, with a crowbar. Like, um,
awesome. Yeah,
I do would like to set something up maybe as part of that control beyond that, and maybe a quick flashback to making some massively convincing heathens leathers. Like,
Hmm.
that's what I've been doing over the last couple of days
Yeah.
in between like drinking coffee and whiskey. So we can
I thought I might go and steal them from the dry cleaners actually.
oh okay, sure. Then
But if
I
you
will leave
want,
them to you. No, no,
yeah,
no, no worries. I'll leave them to you. Sure.
cool. Yeah, I can flashback that, I think. Can I do that now? Do we do that later?
so yeah, I mean, so maybe introduce where we see Marley, and maybe that is the flashback. Um,
And
uh,
that costs me 1 stress, right? The flashback.
So I guess it depends exactly what you're getting.
Mhm.
So like the leathers or the patches or whatever that
The
identify you
cards.
as
Oh,
heathens.
the cards, come on. I want everything. It needs to be convincing here.
Yeah. So how do I mean I don't think leather jackets get for motorcycle gangs get let into dry cleaners, but like what like you pick them up off the club the previous night or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Um,
Morning after a party, I just stroll in, take them off. Anybody asks me, I have a taser, so
I mean, or you just tell them to fuck off, right?
Yeah.
That's much more convincing as a
yeah, it's
heathen.
probably, yeah. Yeah, I'll just tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'm good at telling people to fuck off.
So yeah, I think that's like a 1 stress. I guess you're getting like maybe 3 jackets for the 3 of you.
That's enough. Yep,
Sounds about right. Yeah, I think
yep.
that's 1 stress
Mhm. Okay,
for the
cool,
flashback.
cool.
Um, and on the night, where do we see Marley, or do you want to hold that in reserve to to swoop in when
Um,
appropriate?
well, I mean, since Hope is already in the van, I think I'm not a good driver, so I don't know. But I would be.
Maybe you're riding shotgun with me and we're ready to like see off any pursuers or
I
something.
feel that if I was part of a motorcycle gang, I wouldn't ride shotgun. That's the thing. If you're a motorcycle gang guy, you ride your motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
Yourself. You don't ride with other people. If you're no,
Right.
I need to ride myself. So I don't know. Maybe I can put up, stand in some sort of position as a sniper or something.
Yeah, or just like we know you're around, but
I
you
mean,
tell us where you are when it becomes relevant, right? In the next scene.
yeah, maybe you can do that. Otherwise, I think that maybe Hope would be better placed to put some explosives somewhere on the road and leave me to sneak up on the guy in the van. Just saying.
Explosives for, yeah, sure. I tell you what, why don't we start off with how Marley is gonna steal the stuff, right? The cleaner is gonna break in and do it, and I will pick up somewhere else rather than breaking into the van.
I mean, if that's okay with you, well, I don't
Yeah,
need to.
no, that's totally fine. Yeah, entirely. Just because I was asked first, right?
Yeah,
You know?
Does
yeah,
it-
I know.
Does it make sense for me to be the one in the van
You're the good driver, right?
since I'm the driver?
Maybe
I
we can
think
book.
I think it's a two-man job getting the
Yeah.
van. To be perfectly
Yeah.
honest with you, that's
Right,
where the
okay.
action is, right? Like,
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm taking over. I'm taking care of the driver, and you drive the thing out of there. And Hope provides the necessary distraction for us to get away with things that go boom.
yeah.
Okay.
I definitely see Hope as a more the support role.
I mean, that is a very important support role.
Okay, so we have like Marley and MPH like getting into the van as the two bona fide security guards get left behind in dust.
Mhm.
So maybe we see Hope having found that kind of sideway in, like planting something or taking out these security guards before they raise the alarm.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Well, no, I think that we kind of want the security guys to see us taking the van, right? Because we want it to be
Yeah.
the heathens.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think that
totally.
Hope is just sat in an SUV over the road, like in the junction outside, right? Like lights on, looking at a watch, going like, right, okay, and then like a little radio next to her crackling with the security guards, like, like we got a fight breaking out. So fucking heathens, man! Like fucking, I need no guy here, kind of thing,
Yeah, so Marley and Marley and me, Marley and Malcolm are like putting on our best performance of like tough guy motorcycle out, like we got this sort of like cut off denim jacket and like this sort of, like leather gloves and everything. Yeah.
So I think like this is a pivotal part of the plan is like to fool um the mob that you
Right.
are heathen. So I think this might be a good opportunity for like a group action of I don't know, maybe like a hustle or
I feel like growl might make sense
growl
here.
to I guess project menace or presence to scare or others. I guess growl like given that you're pretending to be heathens, growl maybe is
Yeah.
is a good fit.
And I think that like they've got the right idea in that like this does involve much more heathens than just the two people that they see in front of them, right? There are more guys causing trouble inside. They just don't know that it's not linked in any way, shape, or form beyond us, like.
So when you do a group action, someone leads and everyone rolls and you take the best result, and then anyone who doesn't get like a 4+ gives the leader stress.
Okay.
Because it's stressful managing herding cats or whatever his collective noun for Hellraisers is.
Yeah.
So who wants to kind of lead this group action?
Well, Marley's definitely the best at growl out of
Very good at growling.
the lot of us.
Yeah, I mean, growling's basically my default mode.
So yeah, I mean, why don't you describe a little bit what that looks like and like the tips you've given the others to how best to put out that heathen front.
Tips. Okay. Looking at these two guys, let me look at the pictures. I think Hope's got it down. MPH, you gotta lose the thing. Yeah,
the headband.
that's not menacing. That's not menacing at all.
Yeah.
And other than that, just pretend that you're no, just imagine that somewhere in your pocket you've got a nuclear grenade. And if this guy looks at you the wrong way, you can just erase him and his town. Okay? Just imagine that. Keep that in your mind. You got a nuclear grenade. This guy, he's got nothing. Okay? That's the tip.
I mean, that is a disturbing insight into Marty's psychology, I think. Okay, so everyone's going to roll their growl. If you don't have any growl, you're going to roll 2 dice and take the lowest.
Okay.
Or you can push, or I can give a devil's bargain if you really want.
I would like to take a devil's bargain on this. I know that Malcolm does not have any growl. He's honestly too sweethearted for that. And I want this to work, but I also want to see things start to pop off, you know?
So I think my devil's bargain for you is going to be that whatever with the Barnetts, the Carters are going to know that it was you.
Okay. And if they, and they might not be able to do anything about it right away because the Barnetts are going to be breathing down their neck, but
yeah, but
okay. So is that would that be like, I don't know what it's called in this game?
Sorry,
like
it's
increased heat.
No. So it's so it might lead to the relationship going down, but also fictionally they know it was you, right? So they have a reason to be extra angry with you, right?
Well, if that leads to a confrontation with with Baron Carter,
I'm just giving you what you want anyway.
Better. Yeah. Okay. Great. Sure. Yeah. I'll take it. And that means I'm
shiny die.
I'm rolling just the one, right?
Just one. Yeah.
See if that was worth it. A 6.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
I have 0 in growl, but maybe I'd like to take a devil's bargain and have one of the guards spot me waiting in the SUV in my heathen's leathers with the baseball cap screwed down over my head and the bandana up around my face. And so as it's all kicking off, right, like they'll see me, maybe they'll take some shots at me as I drive off afterward, and whatever happens, right, I won't just be like a passive observer, basically.
Yeah. So I like that. It's like not going to kind of at all chip away at the story that you're telling, but like, hey, there's another one out here in an SUV.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone else to chase you or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also love the idea of you, like, the growling that you're doing is like over, like maybe we have walkie-talkies or something, and you're like making a show of like being bloodthirsty or something, like over the radio.
I'm like psyching myself up in the car, right? Like they catch me there.
What's the track playing on the SUV's like MP3 player or whatever?
Yeah, it's some Slipknot, right? Like getting really into it. Okay, so I'll roll 1 die. Ooh, a 2, not good.
Boy.
And I'm rolling 2 dice.
Yep.
Let's see how that goes. Oh God, I'm sorry. I apologize for my dice rolls now.
So your best result is a 6 amongst the 3 of you. Hope's roll gives you a stress.
Okay.
Though, because
Yeah. I'm at 4 stress. That doesn't matter, right? I've got so much stress.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
So yeah, like I think maybe maybe Hector gave you like an old walkie-talkie, and you can hear like there's so many security guys on it that they've spilled over onto this old channel. And it's like, oh shit, the heathens are inside and they're stealing the truck. Right. Is kind of what they're going on. And yeah, like they're organizing some kind of pursuit Like there's other security guard, or like maybe someone says you better call the boss. Like so it's not just the security on site anymore. It's like the Barnett mob are being told something's going on.
If they're on the walkie-talkies, we can just interject something like losers.
Yeah, amateurs. Yeah, something like that.
You're as bad as that performer on that stage.
I do feel like, yeah, like I feel like that's why this works for Malcolm, is like normally he wouldn't be able to pull this off, but he's so angry about Patton that it's like bleeding through, you know?
Yeah.
Do you yell out like heathens forever, like
Yeah,
fuck you,
yeah, totally.
fuck you and fuck Patton Thingy, like
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, I think it's
so peeling out in the delivery van, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I think
breaking through like the chain link fence.
Yeah. I think it's time to put those real skills to good use, right?
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, I think this is.
So about what I'm looking at the map here, and we know that the casino is in Glad Avenue, the El Rey is in Glad Avenue. Like, are we like generally staying within Glad? Is like the destination pretty close?
So I guess you're like.
Basically, I want to know if the freeway is going to be involved.
Yeah. I think I imagine you're gonna, instead of like staying on this side of Bright City, you're gonna be crossing over into Seco Creek to go into your own territory, right? To get into a safe house or a safe warehouse or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you'll have a stretch on the highway no matter what.
Sure. At the very least, like an underpass or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think now that the shit is at the fan and there's people on your tail, we are no longer in a controlled situation. I think we've gotten to risky, right? Yeah, but there's not a million guys chasing you, and you've got like an SUV to kind of run interference.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's still, we're talking risky standard, nothing terrible going on yet.
Right, we have a little bit of a head start here.
Yeah. So this definitely sounds like handle, right, to drive.
Okay.
And I
cool.
imagine
And this, am I like driving evasively, or is it just like getting this thing moving?
I mean, we're not going to have like every street or every passing every corner be a roll, right? This is maybe to make your getaway clean. But again, maybe,
definitely. I mean, it's a big heavy van. Trying to get that around corners quickly is pretty tough. Yeah.
So here's a question: are you just like pedal to the metal, hell for leather, or are you trying to like maybe just like lose them almost legitimately? Like you don't want to attract any cops or heat like that? Or
listen, it's a hot approach.
Yeah.
We're Hellraisers. I didn't learn from Gonzalez for nothing. I'm trying to get that tail out on the turns. You know what I mean?
So that is full throttle. Sounds like full throttle to me.
Yeah.
So you can push, or someone else can help. Maybe Hope's SUV driving or whatever is helping.
As it stands right now, I've got 3 dice, 2 from handle and 1 from full throttle, which for the viewers/listeners says when I run or drive at full speed, I get +1 die to keep control, clear obstacles, or pull cool moves, which I'm gonna need all of right now. I'm pretty confident without pushing it. Maybe if people start to catch up to us, maybe I'm going to start pushing a little bit. But for right now, Malcolm is having fun.
Yeah.
I think you got this, you know?
Yeah.
I've got a devil's bargain if you wanna hear
Can
it.
I hear it?
You can hear it for sure. You can open the box before you have to accept the gift.
Mhm.
I wonder if Deputy Mueller just happens to be on duty on this side of the
Mm.
freeway, and you know lights up as you rumble by.
Well, we know that there are other pursuers. Can I like see them in the rear view? Can I like see
I
people
mean,
coming after us?
yeah, I think so.
Okay. So
Uh,
I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bargain. I'm gonna bet with the devil that um those two parties of pursuers are gonna get tangled up in some way. So yeah, I'll take it.
well, if you roll well enough, right?
Yeah. Okay, so that's four
That's
dice,
four
right?
dice. Yeah.
Um God, you could not ask for more. All right, here we go. That's a 5.
Okay. Five is pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite not quite everything you're looking for, but pretty good. I think. Um, I mean, once you like set the scene of the cool driving, and then maybe like one of the like one of the things that you would have been hoping for is not going to come true because it's not a 6. But why don't you narrate how
Right.
this drive away is?
Um, yeah, I mean, basically, I'm trying to um I'm trying to get away cleanly with everything that we've got, with the entire take, um, without getting hurt or made, you know? The stunts are, the sort of like handbrake turns are really just like in service of that, I think. Um, and we already said that Baron Carter would know.
Yeah.
Boy. I mean, my thought is like the back doors, the doors of the van weren't closed all the way because we had to just take it, and so some of the cash like falls out the back. I like that. I like the visual too of just
Yeah.
like dollar bills flying out the back of this van.
And yeah, I mean, I imagine like maybe Marley has to go back there to secure that,
Mm,
right? And to stop the cash just blowing out onto the freeway.
right.
That sounds like it could be dangerous, during a high speed pursuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now we're not losing. We're not like mechanically we're not losing any of the reward from this. We're just going down from risky to dangerous.
Um, no, I think. Sorry, I mean like the task of stopping losing any more money.
Right.
It is just like a risky move. I
Right.
use dangerous in the kind of normal everyday
Okay.
sense.
Lowercase d.
Yeah, lowercase d. Sorry. So yeah, so I think you're like losing cash, but maybe it's like a minute or so, or maybe like Hope notices in the SUV, like
Right.
the doors suddenly banging open and like cash boxes skating across the
Honking the
tarmac.
horn, like
Yeah.
flashing the lights, like what's she?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like yeah,
But like the like the good thing from your point of view is that like you're I don't know how you're getting this speed out of this like van or whatever it is, but like
Mm,
the security guys are like I don't know like one junction back or whatever they are,
yeah.
and you can kind of see the sheriff vehicle lights, in maybe a quarter of a mile back, nowhere close.
Right.
Um,
Well,
yeah,
they're all slipping and sliding on the dollar bills that I dropped on the road. Um,
um,
yeah. Okay. So is this like are we seeing? I don't know. I don't want to make any assumptions. Um, How are we going to keep from losing all of this money?
Sabine, do you think Marley's gonna like make his way back there to
Yeah.
shut these doors?
Probably. Who else is gonna do it, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Would normally be fine, but at 85 miles an hour, like
Everything is complicated.
Yeah. Well, great. Reminds me of time in the service. Hey, people are shooting at us. It's basically exactly the same.
So this sounds like something athletic, right?
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Oh, so this sounds like tread.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. So, I could push myself. I could take a devil's bargain. Maybe someone could help me. Someone in the other van, just to keep the people who are shooting at us from hitting me. That would be
right. I mean,
nice.
I could help by just trying to hold the van steady.
Steady, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that works, right? So
I'll take a point of stress for that. Trying to steal my nerves and not like bob and weave as much as I would be otherwise wanting to do.
So just one die, right?
So if you're pushing yourself and getting help, then you are on 2 dice.
I really want Hope to blow up something.
Well, we'll get there.
Don't worry, I will.
Yeah, we have 20 minutes, so yeah. But what about a devil's bargain?
Instead of pushing yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the devil's bargain is that instead of just being a random sheriff's deputy chasing you, Deputy Mueller sees you at the back doors, right?
Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. I'm taking that devil's bargain.
Okay.
3 sessions. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's 3 sessions exactly. I flip him the bird.
Points for style. Yeah, so that is 2 dice.
Okay. Let's see how that goes.
Standard. Okay.
Yep, that does not go well at all.
Cool.
So
time I love that out.
So as yeah, I think that is, maybe MPH hits a bump in the road.
Yeah.
Just as you like lean out to grab the door, and you're getting thrown out to land on the asphalt.
Can I resist that consequence?
You can, of course.
Thank you. How do I do that? I'm not that familiar with these.
So normally with these, so you'll see if you hover over grit or gumption or grace, it'll tell you what that kind of covers. So you resist with finesse and gracefulness, or perception or willpower, or stamina, tenacity, or physical power. So depending on how you frame your resistance, you're going to be rolling a number of dice equal to your like the first dots you have in those skills. So if you resist with grit, you're rolling 2 dice. If you resist with gumption, you're rolling 1 die. And then you take, unlike normal blades, you take stress equal to your lowest roll.
Nice. Okay. I will, at that point, I think I will resist with stamina, tenacity, and physical power. I'll hold on for dear life. Like I think I'm hanging on the door now.
Yeah. Ooh, can we say that this is like we're going so fast that there's like a little like incline, a little like ramp down, and we are going so fast we get a little bit of air.
Oh, nice.
And so then the van just like crashes down, sparks fly out the back, like, and this is you trying to hold on and not be thrown out of the thing. Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, so you're rolling 2 dice to resist that consequence.
It's a 4 and a 1.
Yeah, so your lowest die is a 1, so you take 1
Mhm.
stress for that.
Oh,
So
phew.
why don't you paint that picture for us?
Yeah, we are going over that incline. The car jumps. I'm hanging on the door for dear life because if I get thrown now, that would be painful as fuck. But I'm holding on, barely. I'm kind of, and I'm the door when the van hits the ground again. The door swings shut because of gravity and stuff like that. And I'm not that light, and I will go back at least into the van, and some money flies around, by the way, because I didn't
Mhm.
grab it. So yeah.
So you're speeding down this off ramp to disappear, and I think like when maybe there's a helicopter shot going back up to the freeway, and I think now we've established that Mueller has seen you, you know, taken you flying the bird with grace, but has like stopped the car, and like we see him like dumping money into the passenger seat in his squad car.
Oh no.
Um, and then like when the security guy, so now he knows it was you. I think we see him like wave the security guys down another exit so that you make a clean getaway. Maybe he thinks he can um,
Extort you or
pull
something.
something
Yeah.
later now that you've gotten away with a ton of cash.
Wait, so we home free now?
I
We
think
don't
you
get
are
to
home free.
we
Yeah,
don't get to
you're.
blow anything up? Damn
Oh
it.
So,
no,
Sorry,
damn.
that was going to be the response if if we hadn't stopped them, like we've ever rigged explosive or something. But no, this is much
Right.
neater. Like I think maybe, this whole time, like I led the way in the SUV, right? And the ridiculous driving for Malcolm is the fact that he's doing the same driving in a massive, heavy van as opposed to my
Right.
tuned up SUV, right? Like,
Right. Oh.
okay, so
Malcolm like laughing giddily in the driver's seat, just like
yeah, so I'd like maybe it's like that, or maybe it's when you get back to base and look at the money or whatever. But like, I want to see like a quick snippet, and then we'll maybe cut to XP, and then because I think it's good to do the XP while it's fresh, and then we can cut and pick it up next week to count the actual money and all the mechanical outcomes.
I mean, it's as we drive off, right, with the headlights down these roads and everything, right, just looking through the windows at each other and like, "Oh, heathens fucking rule, man!" like
yeah.
through the window.
I'm still
Yeah,
clinging to that
totally.
door. I'm not letting go of that door.
Yeah, we scream that out as Marley's like clinging to this door at the back, like holding onto the head, like, ow.
Um yeah, and we pull in, right? This is, sort of like montage of the night, the rest of the night, right? We pull in and we're all clapping each other on the back and sort of congratulating each other. And Malcolm is drafting up like an Instagram post shouting out patent price.
Oh boy.
Hope your show went great tonight, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's good burn. Not as much as that black eye is gonna
Mm.
burn, but hey.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear it.
How about Marley?
Yeah, I'm
Any
getting a bottle of whiskey, vodka, whatever. I'll
out of
celebrate.
the still, that that Hope had
Yeah.
set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And
So yeah,
I'm starting to growl about whose job was it to close the doors. And then I remember it was mine. So I kind of stopped.
okay. So yeah, let's do XP for the crew. Sorry, the Hellraiser crew first. Um, So you get 1 XP if you fulfill one of these triggers, and if you're really impressive, 2. So the first one is you increase the authority of your crew over local society.
I don't think we did that exactly. I mean, we got money, but nobody really knows it was us.
Okay, so that's a wash. You attacked or rejected the powers that be.
Uh-huh.
Is that a 1 or a 2 though? Do we think?
Well, we attacked 2 different powers that be.
3 if we count pattern.
Yeah.
I'm not sure pattern counts as a power that is.
Maybe not for the crew, but certainly for Malcolm,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Like...
Yeah.
So check 2 for that.
Okay.
You lived up to your reputation or developed a new one.
Our reputation being
Over
ambitious,
reckless, all of the above. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I mean, this could have gone horribly wrong, right?
Yeah.
So is that a 1 or a 2, do you think?
I think maybe it would be a 1, it would be a 2. There were more opportunities for it to be a 2 than we ended up with, just because we succeeded so brilliantly, you know?
Yeah.
And also, like, we did it in disguise, right? So I don't think we can fully but a 1. We definitely got a 1 in it, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's 3.
Yeah, so far.
And you express the relationships or inner workings of the crew.
I definitely feel there's room to do that we didn't really take, which I think is natural, especially considering it's like, I mean, we had to like get Sabine into the game, and we had to sort of get everything up and running, and so
I think 1. We'll aim for 2 next week, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
We want some family squabbles to go on. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Nothing like a big influx of cash to like expose those family relationships.
Exactly. So let's go on to Hope. So you have. Sorry, there were no desperate actions.
There were no desperate actions all game. Nope.
Okay.
I solved a problem with brain power, I think. At the start by, the role to study the situation, piece it all together, come up with a plan, like a rough plan, basically, like with a map and everything.
I would also suggest like the key to the rusty side gate is like mechanically is kind of brain power, but in play was improvisation. So.
Yeah. Did I make an honest effort on issues outside of my expertise? I don't think I necessarily did, because I think that I can drive a car. I have 1 in handle, and maybe the pretending to be a heathen. Yeah, I made an honest effort. That says what on the end, yeah. I explored my relationships to the game world. I think I did as well. Like, spoke to Lee and built up the moonshine thing and all of that. 3, my drive or burnout made life more interesting or difficult. Well, I think the whole involving the heathens and trying to pass it off ties in with the drive of vengeance, right, of justice. And it was certainly a complication beyond just hitting the club, right? That'd be a simpler job. So I'll take 3 overall, I think.
So I think you did 4, and I would give you double for brain power or improvisation.
Okay, I'll take it, because it's a shorter session, and if XP is going to mean anything, then yeah. So I just assign XP anywhere, right?
Anywhere you want,
Yeah. And I have to fill up ability before I can buy another special ability, and then fill up another column before I can add a value to an ability score. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Ian, how about MPH?
I think well, again, no desperate actions. MPH definitely solved a problem with speed or daring. Made a getaway, so I would check that. I don't know so much about an honest effort on issues outside of your expertise, unless we want to count that growl group action, which I don't know.
It counted for Hope, so I think it counts for you.
Yeah, sure.
Plus, your whole setting up pattern in some way was outside of your exact wheelhouse, right?
Well, I'm going to count that under my drive of status. I think honestly, I think I addressed all 4 of these.
Yeah.
I explored my relationships within the game world. In this case, one literal relationship. And yeah, my drive for status is what caused us to do this job in the first place.
Yeah.
So I would take 4.
I would tend to give you an extra for the whole Marcy Patton thing, which was so good. So yeah,
okay, sure.
that's
So should I take 5? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I think so.
Great.
Okay, and Sabine.
Did I solve a problem with investigation and or precision? I think I did when I went in and investigated, basically. Did I make an honest effort on issues outside of your expertise? I hung off a fucking car door. Yes, it's not my area of expertise. Did I explore my relationships within the game world? I mean, I sort of talked to Keller and I flipped Muller the bird. So yeah.
Yeah,
I think I did. And my drive or burnout made life more interesting or difficult. I mean, part of my drive is my family, and I was only there for my family. I wouldn't have done this otherwise because the money, I mean, I got pension things or not because I got kicked out, but still, you know.
Yeah.
Could have been with Blackwater.
I think that's all 4.
That's
and I
4.
think the double header of getting Keller banned from a casino that maybe she likes to go to.
Oh.
And also getting recognized for future extortion by your enemy is definitely worth an extra for your relationship with the game world. So I count that as 5 as well.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hellraisers, baby. Let's go.
So we're going to stop recording now, and we'll do a quick round of Stars and Wishes, and we'll more Hellraising next week.
Thanks for tuning in to Copperhead County.